A country road, a quiet piece of earth. Chickens picket the ground as wildflowers blow serenely in the fall breeze. It's an image for songwriters and lonesome cowboys, wanderers and idealists, all in search of a lost America. And it all begins with that country road. This romanticized representation rarely involves litigation, protests, or victory celebrations. But in the case of this particular stretch of dirt artery, those are practically its defining characteristics, especially as public officials, political candidates, and rural adventurers converge to commemorate what they see as a personal victory.
Well, the reason we're here today is to actually celebrate the victory of affirming our historic title under Revised Statute 2477 as granted by the United States Congress. They finally acknowledged that Kane County does have jurisdiction over the Skutumpah Road as an RS 2477 public highway.
When I got the word that they had stipulated that road, it was I don't know how to explain it, but I almost broke down and cried about it because it was it's been a long haul. So winning this was kind of a vindication for me, for the commissioners.
For a decade, commissioners in Utah's Kane County have been fighting for jurisdiction of hundreds of roads that crisscross federal lands. Roads they claim belong to the county by law under Revised Statute 2477. The battle has raged from the trails to the courtroom, with the first glimmer of hope arriving in August of 2010 as federal attorneys conceded in a partial summary judgment that RS 2477 would be granted to the county on Skutumpah Road. Within a few days, 4 other roads on BLM land were also recognized as county jurisdiction. The celebration was planned both as a thank you to those involved as well as a chance to drive the newly regraded Skutumpah Road.
For being out in the middle of nowhere, we had a pretty good turnout.
My family and I live out here. We're about 15 miles off the pavement. We depend on these roads to get to and from town and back, so it's kind of important to us to have a decent, passable road. They started plowing it the next day, which we were excited.
And for the county, I believe that this is just a great day because now, at least on these roads, these 5 roads that we've just gotten, we now have the ability to maintain our county roads and our citizens can come and go, and that's just a really great thing for our citizens. Well worth it.
It shows that we can get federal recognition of RS 2477 roads, and it's something we desperately need. So this is a good indication that, once we get a few of them recognized, that we can undertake a similar process with others and get recognition.
While the Bureau of Land Management is unable to comment on camera officially regarding the ongoing RS 2477 litigation, officials did state that while the facts developed in the lawsuit to date support the claim that the roads indeed are the county's under the statute, there are still a lot of details that the court will have to rule on. At present, a bench trial on these filings will begin on January 18th of 2011, when a final decision is expected.
We're liable to be in court for an unknown number of years, potentially 2, 5, maybe even 7 years to the final litigation over each and every road in Kane County.
You win a victory today, that doesn't mean when you wake up tomorrow that there's not another battle going on.
I'm sure that the federal government is hoping that with the change of commission at December, January, we're going to have 2 new commissioners. I'm sure that the federal government is hoping that now that with this new commission that we're going to maybe soften up and acquiesce a little bit on some of these roads. They're going to be disappointed.
While Skutumpah may not meet the idealized vision of the old country road, it nonetheless has taken its place in a new sort of folklore. Here the trail leads to more than just a quiet piece of land in an old barn, but it becomes the very pursuit of an ideal. But to which ideal it will lead is still undecided.
Now we've got 100 bureaucrats telling us what to do and where to go in every step of the way. So I want control back to the people in Kane County. I want control back to the state of Utah. I want the people of Utah to have more say in what happens on our public lands.
Without these roads, I think you're cutting a big part of rural America out of the picture.
We're getting close to the end. We've had a big row of dominoes that have been lined up here now for lots of years.
we can manage the land, we can protect the land and still utilize it. We don't need to shut it off and not allow anyone to access it. We can manage it, use it, and still have it as a viable resource for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
From the trailhead, I'm Shelley Osterloh.